Alright, y'all, welcome back to another edition of these weird, mysterious, rare maps that I happen to stumble upon at my university. Here, this one's kind of a weird one that I didn't go out seeking, but I found anyways. It's a USSR Atlas of Tartary. Actually, it's a few different atlases from Tartary that are kind of compiled in the same location. Now, this first world map we're going to be looking at is perplexing because it has all of these illustrations around the border, and we're kind of going to just go through them briefly here one by one. The first one here is, I think, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. I didn't actually get a good picture of it. The next one is the Colossus, the statue of Colossus here. Here's some other depictions of it. The Colossus of Rhodes, I believe it was called. And then the next one is the Pyramides, or otherwise known as pyramids. This is another depiction I found of the pyramids. I found some other pyramids. It looks like this one's in, I think this is in Rome or Europe. These ones were just kind of perplexing how they have a steeper angle with these like fortresses around them. But yeah, here on to the next one. I believe this is the Mausoleum. And here's a better picture of that with all this crazy shit going on. This like fire in the left hand. And then the next one is the Temple of Diana. Here's kind of the picture, but here's a higher quality version that I was able to find. Now this map is from 1648, so it's interesting that some of these depictions are so similar yet so different. And this is the Temple of Jupiter, I believe. And then this next one is the, I forgot what it's called, the Pharisees or the Pharaohs. I don't know. This picture looks much more high tech and higher quality. The Hyams and Autumn and yeah, all that stuff. I didn't really dive into all these like Saturnian planetary forces, but this is a replication of the map. So this atlas, even though it's like 70 or 80 years old, has just a collection of old atlases. Now we see this depiction of Tartary, Tartaria, and northern Alaska reaching up into the North Pole region, with the the tribe of Dan from the description, Danorum. This is thought to be the lost tribe of Dan from Israel. And these crazy tents. Sorry about some of the out of focus. I was just kind of excited to be viewing these maps. I'm not going to tell anybody, but I don't think I was supposed to be looking at some of these. So a little bit of forbidden history, if you will. Somebody was doing a research paper on Russia, and so that's why these were out when I was viewing these the Tartaria India ones. Just showing you some of the detail here. I don't know what that says, but yeah, I was kind of overwhelmed by just how many maps of Siberia there were. And we see this Mercator projection of the 4-island North Pole, and then some of these words are just so hard to read. Because these are reproductions, and catch my focus here. And this one is from 1569, and they had it pretty well mapped out. Looks like they're missing some of Australia, but for the most part, you got the whole idea. And yeah, you see these like 4 angels blowing in the wind from all sides of the earth. This is the Ocean of the South. Quivira province. I don't know if this is supposed to be showing America, but it lists like California as Quivira, which I thought was really interesting. And there's even some Russian forts in some Russian star forts within California, like Northern California, that are still there, like Fort Ross. So look into that if you're interested in that kind of stuff. This one is a 1489 representation of the world. This one looks like they weren't trying. 1507. So this is just a crazy collection of Siberian atlases. It's by Semyon, let's see if I can pull up his name. Semyon Remizov, who was a Russian historian and geographer of Siberia. Yeah. And so here we're seeing all the different types of people of Tartary stretched out all across this realm. In the upper left would be where Russia is, and then this whole region is Tartary. And you can see just like the kingly people and how different their culture is, and how bow and arrows and these majestic horses and headdresses and these staffs with the snakes twisted around them. Yeah, and some reindeer, it looks like, Santa Claus, and it shows a boat going to America, which is pretty cool. And then shows, looks like some Indian people. This is from 1757, so a little bit more contemporary. But yeah, sorry, I just flew by some of these. My adrenaline was pumping because I was kind of not really supposed to be looking at some of these. And they are from the USSR, so this is before Russia was a formal union, and this was the USSR. This looks like it's showing some like Eskimos or something. All the islands. It shows pretty primitive people, almost like cartoons. So these are more like 1700s maps, but it's interesting how they get more simple as the years go on. Like the 1500 maps were so much more detailed. That's showing the Strait of Bering Strait. I mean, I don't know what those little nodules are. But yeah, don't know what that says. I wish I could read Russian or whatever language Russians speak. But yeah, it just goes to show that all this detail on all these. I think you can actually buy this book off Amazon, but I wasn't able to find any copies of it. And this shows Peking with the castle and the Great Wall of Tartary or China. And that's Japan. Labeled as Nippon, I believe. And another section of Great Wall, which was to keep the Tartarians out. If you look into the direction in which it's pointed, it's pretty telling. And this just shows all these kingdoms, like all in a row. All those yellow things looking like little castles or cathedrals or something, just popped up all in a line. I have no idea what some of this stuff says, or pretty much any of this stuff says, but just a pretty majestic old ass book. This one was marked within the book, I don't really know, but it looks like that says Korea, which is about the only thing, but it's upside down. So these maps where it's showing all these different regions and different peoples and cities, it's labeled upside down, which is interesting because on the Semyon Remizov's Wikipedia page, it says that he was he wrote excessively in praise of the compass and used universally accepted scales and measures in his atlases. So it's weird that he would have it inverted. Yeah, they say that he's the exclusive source of cartography in the late 17th and 1800s, which is rather perplexing, because it seems like some of these maps are made by very different people, and just more and more of the same. There's a lot of detail, a lot of words on it, a lot of intricacy going into this, and this is showing just all the different types of people within Tartaria, which I believe that's what that says. So you have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like maybe at least 20 or 30 different sects of people. Give you a close out of, yeah, there's Korea again. Just showing you how big this area is and how big this atlas is. To be able to flip through it with my hands was pretty rad. And yeah, this is from, I guess it's a 2003 USSR. And then there were so many different materials and books, I wanted to go through them all, but I was already kind of on borrowed time, so yeah, we just kept rolling through it and just tried to catch it all. Yeah, so this one is Semyon Remizov, who was the primary documenter of Siberia during the 17th and 18th century. And you can see how rough-shaped this book is, even for a remake, and just all that detail, all those cities. So if this was from the 1700s, you can just imagine how long ago these cities must have been built, at least 15, if not 1000 AD. Let's see. And the pages were very brittle, so it was kind of hard. So it's interesting that something 50 or 60 years old would have so much wear and tear on it. You can only imagine how rough shape the originals must be in. Not sure where this is supposed to be. And again, I'm just flipping through this. It looks like it might say Moscow or something, but I think these are all just Siberian regions that are supposed to be pieced together somehow, but I have no idea. And his cartography. So Remezov his cartography shows the spread of Christianity across Siberia. In his maps, new cities are represented by elaborate churches, which I thought was weird. Remezov boasts in his writing that the Russians brought the light of inexpressible joy to Siberia, which sounds like propaganda to me. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call here. Alright, back at it again. And yeah, this is like a little fold-out map. That seemed pretty cool. I've seen that like double-ended lake before in a previous map of Siberia. I'm not sure where that is, but there's all this text written at the top. I really wish I had some type of Russian translator, so if you guys can speak Russian at all, let me know. I actually don't even know what language technically Russians speak, so any help at all would be cool. This is a big-ass one, and some of the font is just so dim. Like, I really wish, because sometimes I can get like a screenshot of some of the font and plug it into like a PDF translator, and it translates it for me, but this stuff was pretty rough. Lithuania there in the bottom right. Tartaria, it looks like. All these little tents labeled here. So now it sounds like they're trying to say that they were labeling these primitive cities with these giant cathedrals, but I don't think that's what happened. And so here you can see they're starting to map out South Africa, Moscovia in the very top there, which is Moscow. And then here's another world map. Looks like they don't know when the date is, but they've got lots of Siberia and Africa and South America and even America. Alright guys, thanks again for sticking around this long. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're having fun. Getting a lot of new subscribers lately, so I'm going to show you this cool blackened building, this ancient cathedral that's near my my city, and yeah, it looks super old to me, but the surrounding buildings, which are cleaner, are actually labeled as 5 years younger, which is very strange to me. But I actually decided to go into this building for the first time after seeing it for so many years, and I was nervous, and there wasn't a soul inside. It was very eerie. There was like this high-pitched alarm that just kind of was going off, so I didn't stick around too long, but got to see the stained glass windows, that huge organ. So maybe if this was some type of high-tech device, I mean, it would definitely have all the characteristics of proportionality and whatnot. And I've also been working on stained glass windows as usual, so here's me finishing up a little piece that I made for our kitchen. If you guys are interested in any stained glass pieces, it would really support the channel, and yeah, I would love to make you something, because I don't really get paid from this. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today, but thanks for sticking around, and I'll catch you guys next time, alright? Also, all that music that was playing underneath was just stuff that I've made over the years, or some stuff that I've been working on with my buddy, so if you're interested in hearing like full unmuted versions of those, let me know and I can get that to you too.